Dad, he's 89 years old today.
Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Thank
89
you.
years old. He has taught so many people the good ways to be a firefighter, good ways to serve people.
And we all share the danger as a family, not as an individual.
Yeah,
So,
we definitely were our family, and still to today we still call and talk to each other.
that we do.
Dad keeps me straightened out on firearms and all of our hobbies and what have you, and
Yeah.
and it's just a great memory.
So what year did you start work for Dad? What year did you...
72.
I joined the paid department here in 1957,
Yeah, 57.
and I was a volunteer 7 years prior out of number one, which is this station.
Yeah. And I was a volunteer there at Station 1
Also.
and got drafted. And then when I came out of the service, I went on the fire department, went up to Station 10 with him.
How was he as a captain? Was he tough?
We were
Yeah.
we
He
were
was.
we were a family.
I got there and I was the rookie. And he let me
okay.
know I was the rookie.
So give us some of the rookie stories.
Well,
Let's see. First thing,
details.
the details. He handed me the flag. And he said, "This flag belongs to you, rookie. Put it up." And that's what I had to do. I always had last watch.
Yeah.
You remember? No, you weren't on the truck that night. We were on the ladder truck one night and going out the GW Parkway, and we hit a skunk on the way to the call, and the skunk got caught in the rear duals of the ladder truck, and I was tillering the back end of the ladder truck. Man, it was awful. And we get back to Firehouse, and I'm told by my buddy, "Clean it up, rookie." Yeah.
And with
And
that
that's not a bad thing. It was great times, great times.
with that same ladder truck, we were going down to Alexandria on mutual aid for a auto crash with injury.
Oh, yeah.
And the truck took a bump going down Boundary Channel Drive, and we pulled over to the side, and the universal joint on the drive shaft broke, and
Yeah.
we were out of service.
And
We
I had to
couldn't go.
tiller the ladder truck on a tow truck pulling us.
Right.
And I was driving the back end of the ladder truck. People
Yeah,
were
to
pointing
take
at me
it,
and
take
laughing.
it to the yard.
Yeah,
Remember?
This
yeah.
was in the early 70s.
Yeah, and I couldn't shrink down in that thing low enough, to get away from it.
Yeah, it busted it clean. They
Were
had,
they fast in the 70s compared to today? How fast were those trucks?
we were doing about 40, going down Boundary Channel, about 40 mile an hour, and it went kaboom like you hit a brick or something. And what happened when that baby let loose, the front end of the drive shaft dropped, and the truck pole vaulted over the there was a short drive shaft in that, because the tractor wasn't that long. It wasn't nowhere near as long as a car drive shaft. About that long.
Were they fast, those trucks, compared to the trucks today?
They have governors on them, but you knew how to jump it.
If you knew how to drive them, you could
Go,
get
what,
where you had to
50,
go.
50 miles an hour?
Oh,
45?
oh yeah, you could
Easy.
get up
Yeah, you
around
could get up there.
45,
Yeah.
50.
And today they're a little bit faster, I assume.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. No, the apparatus today is built to the safety of the firefighter, and the safety of the citizens.
But the ladder truck and the pumpers had
Yeah.
a governor on them, and
They
when
did.
you
You
reached
can only
a
go-
certain peak thing, it wouldn't let you go any
Wouldn't go any
faster.
faster. Yeah.
Well, were those trucks dangerous in those times, in the 70s, compared to today?
Well,
Or like
they
trucks
weren't
today?
dangerous because our driver training was so
Intense,
intense
yeah.
that you learned to respect the piece of apparatus you were driving.
It was part of you.
Yeah.
You got in that thing, and you, just like your own car, you were accustomed to it.
Did they
Yeah.
have servo, or it was
No, they had huge
Power,
steer wheel.
power assist on the front and nothing on
Nothing
the rear.
on the rear end. This one ladder truck. I'm sorry. This one pumper that we had, the 51 Ward.
Oh
The
yeah,
1951 Ward LaFrance. That thing had a steering wheel. It was that big around. I said, why is the steering wheel so big? And he said, wait till you try to turn it. And you literally, some guys had to stand up to turn that thing.
The old truck at 4 was the same
Oh,
way
the
with
47.
no power.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If you'd have picked another profession, what would you have picked when you were younger?
Nothing. No, I wanted to be a firefighter from the
No,
day,
I had-
as long as I could remember.
Not
You were
me.
the same way, Dad.
No, not really. I wasn't.
All you
When
guys
I got
joined
out of high school and went to work for the government, they recruited me out of. I graduated in June, and in July I was working. And then 9 years, almost 10 years later, I decided, after being a volunteer for 7, I think I want to go paying. So I left the government and come on in 1957.
Wasn't there a whole bunch of you guys that came over, Dad?
Not me. I
No,
came-
just
yeah,
you?
there was 18 in our recruit class, but none of them were guys that, heard it over with
Oh,
me.
I thought you were all volunteers together.
No, well, some of them were.
Oh, okay.
Red Haler and
Right, oh, Reds,
George May. They were
Yeah,
all
yeah.
Gabby Gray. They were all in my recruit class. Mel Ehrman.
Damn, you're old.
I know it.
Are those guys around today?
No, let's see. No, they're not.
Mel's
No.
gone. Gabby's gone. They just
Yeah.
put his plate on.
How old would that be? How old would they be today, roughly?
Well, Dad's 89 today.
So that would be
So-
your age, Dad?
Yeah,
I'm 89
yeah, that or
today.
maybe
Today
younger.
is my birthday.
Right.
They may have been younger. They may have been
And,
younger.
and these guys were all younger,
Yeah.
much younger than me now.
What's a thing that drives people to become a firefighter? What's a pull? What is it that makes you want to do it?
People that want to help other people find
Yeah.
out that, and they know that a firefighter is always welcome, and nobody else is. Like certain elements, the public will not accept, but when they call the fire department, they know help is coming.
Yeah.
So it draws people to it that are doing it now. Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to be a volunteer prior to. No, actually, we played baseball in a field behind Old Station 9.
Yeah.
And we used to go up there and get water, drink water. And all the firefighters there, would watch us play ball. We were just children, little guys.
Yeah.
And, I got to liking those guys and liking seeing what they did at the firehouse. And, yeah, it's a sense of helping people. There's nothing more rewarding, than someone come up to you and you don't know who they are. And
So it's a different mentality. Is that correct? It's a different mentality between.
I think the
it gets
service-
in your blood. When you get a taste of it,
Yeah.
you can't let go of it. I'd work today if I was
I would
physically
too.
able.
I would too.
What is it? It's a lot of brotherly and sisterly
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, it's
Family.
Yeah, family.
Fire department's like another family.
Yeah.
Because it's not about making money. So it's truly
Oh, no,
self-service.
no.
It's truly.
Well,
Yeah.
when we were working, we didn't make hardly anything, and we put in a lot of free time,
Yeah, we worked. A lot of us worked a lot
a
of
lot
different jobs.
of hours with no pay. Where these guys today are finally getting a decent salary, which we're tickled to death. We pioneered that.
And Dad, I hear these younger folks talking here today, but when we would get a 4-day break, it was like we didn't want to take 4 days because we didn't want to miss anything. And when we would come back off a break, it would be, hey, what'd you do? I mean, it was never, how you doing? It was, hey, what'd you do in the 4 days? Blah, blah, blah. It was,
So the action is also adrenaline.
the adrenaline, helping people, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
I mean, just,
And it grows
there's
on
no
you.
other job to have.
Well, what's the biggest? I know you helped and saved a lot of people throughout the years. What's the biggest memory that comes to mind?
Oh, Lord.
Well, one of my captains, I was on the call, matter of fact,
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Theodore, he was my captain at Station 10, and we went on a call in an apartments in Roslyn. And when me and another guy went up with the apartment pack so we could hook into the standpipe, and our captain had gone ahead. And when we caught the elevator to the floor below the fire floor, and when the doors opened, our captain was there with his mask hanging off, and he said it up to the hallway above and to the right, and it was a couch burning. And one of the guards in the building had tried to fight it with a soda and acid extinguisher, and it was propping the door open and filling the whole hallway system up with smoke. So we hit it with the sandpipe, put it out.
What is a sandpipe, Dad?
That's the built-in piping that our pumpers hook to supply water to it.
On the upper floor.
And we can hook in at every floor level in the stairwell. If you look at a stairwell, you'll see a valve, and those are standpipes. And when we got that out, and we got the couch out of the building, we found out that Captain Theodore had been taken to the hospital.
Yeah,
there was a med unit on the scene, and he died in the emergency room.
She did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had, when you were telling a story, Dad, I had a memory of a couple of things that we did, and I started laughing. I'm sorry that I laughed at just some of the funny things that happened on our
we
ship.
want to hear it. Share with us.
Ah, Lord.
But that was, I think of that night a lot.
You probably think of that.
And then Archie Hughes, who's on that memorial, I was second alarm truck company on the fire that he was already on. And when I got there, he was flashed over and killed him.
Yeah.
And he and I went all through high school together. We were in Naval Reserve submarines together, and sniff of that fire, and he was gone.
How do you deal with the death as a firefighter? Because you have that any moment.
Devastated. Devastated, losing a friend,
Oh,
Can you prepare yourself? How do you deal with it?
I don't think you can prepare yourself.
no,
I really don't think so.
it's devastating.
Yeah,
it is.
it really is.
It's family that you've lost, especially when you've known them so long. A lot of us guys knew each other for years before the fire department.
And they used to say that we spent more time at the firehouse than we did at home,
Yeah,
with the hours that we worked.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have any good saves, a good story of a cat you saved or baby?
I can
anything
tell
that's-
you,
Oh,
if I had my whole 89 years to do over again
Yes, sir.
with the ups and downs, I'd do it again the very same way.
me too.
And if I die tomorrow, I've had a great life,
Yeah.
ups and downs included.
yeah.
That's what I can tell you.
Remember that fire we had? We were told we had a victim on the second floor, and it was hot. Literally, the fire was halfway out in the front yard when we got there. We had to go in through the back, and it was that hot. I don't ever recall going into a fire where I actually thought about it for a second and went, man, this is bad. This isn't good at all. And we did find a fella, unfortunately, but I do remember that. But I was a brand new rookie. I'd been out of recruit school, I don't know, 2 weeks, maybe a month. And old rescue, it was Rescue 1 then, before they put it in service full
Yeah.
time. They called and said, can you take a call? So Miles Stepp and I wrote aid person, and Miles drove. It was for OB, a child delivery. And we got down to the call, and there was no way in this world we were going to make it to the hospital. And I was a brand new rookie, and I was scared to death, absolutely scared to death. And I looked at Miles, and I said, what are you going to do? He said, you're going to do it. And we delivered a little baby boy. I'll never forget that as long as I live. That's probably my fondest memory, I think.
Like
Yeah.
two big guys delivering a baby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
bringing a
like
new
say-
life into the world.
Yeah.
That's what the fire department's all about.
And you had no choice. You had to help the lady out.
Yeah,
The
oh,
baby
yeah.
was coming out.
Well, yeah, but that's what we did, you
Yes,
know.
we did.
But you know, like I say, I was a brand new. I just gotten out of recruit school, so I hadn't been an EMT very long. And yeah, one of the first calls that I ran, we delivered a baby.
Is it true that you save a lot of cats from trees? Is that true?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Is it true that you save cats from trees?
I couldn't
No.
hear what he said.
He says it's true. We save cats from trees.
No.
We had a fire on a.
You ever seen a cat skeleton in a tree?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Have you ever seen a cat skeleton in a tree?
That's your answer.
yeah, you
They
probably-
come down when they get hungry, but little old ladies don't think that.
We had a typical room and contents fire at a garden apartment, and our chief was Gabby Gray,
Yeah.
and he's one of the people that was eulogized here today, Chief Gabby Gray. And we came out and we knocked it down pretty quick. Marty Brown was working with us.
Oh, yeah.
You had to know Marty to appreciate it. But anyway, we get out front, and Chief Gray comes to us and said, "Man's got an aquarium in the front room. Go get it. He's really upset about his aquarium." And I thought, well, how are we going to get an aquarium now? That thing probably weighs 150 pounds or more. Well, we go on in, and we can't see inside the building, but we feel around, and it's an aquarium. We pick it up, and it's empty. And it's like we coming outside, you know, tripping over stuff, but we're not dropping this aquarium. And we got outside, and it was the biggest cotton picking snake I'd ever seen in my life was in that. And this guy, there must have been 200 people out there watching us, and Marty started cursing. I said, "Marty, shut up, man! These people can hear you." And he was just screaming and hollering. And the guy had a snake, but he didn't tell us it was a snake. He just said, "Go get my aquarium." And oh man, when I looked in that thing, I panicked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, huh?
Yeah,
Good
we
times.
did have some good times.
Yes, we
Paul,
did.
hadn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
What was your favorite truck?
Favorite truck? Oh wow, truck 2.
Truck 2 was
Truck 2,
at
yeah.
Station 10. It's not
Old
there
American.
anymore.
Yeah.
They moved it to another station. Matter of fact, Station 10, they're talking about tearing down and putting a high-rise there and putting Station 10 back
Underneath.
on the first floor level.
Yeah.
They're contemplating that now, and that's on Wilson Boulevard overlooking Roswell.
What was truck 2? What kind of truck was it?
It was
American
yeah.
France 100-foot
You remember the ladder on that thing?
100-foot tiller truck.
100 foot.
Yeah, 100-foot aerial.
Aerial. The truck itself was 65 feet long.
That's quite a long truck.
And they repowered those things with Detroit diesels,
They sure did.
and Dad used to look over at me and smile when I'd hit high gear and hit 5th gear on that ladder truck because you could just feel it want to get on out the
It
road.
had a Red Seal Continental in it when I was driving it. Didn't have a diesel when I was driving.
Well, you were back in the old Brown Boot Fire Department, right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still here to talk about
I
it.
know
That's
you
what
are. I
I'm
know.
glad about.
Yeah.
Or any I know you played pranks on the new rookies. Any favorites?
We had a battalion chief that played it on the season.
Oh yeah,
Picky
I forgot
Padgett.
about that. Yeah. He
We'd
used to-
go out on a call out of Station 10, and when we come back, our shoes, we'd kick them off to put our 3/4 boots on. And then when we get back, we'd slip back into our shoes. They weren't there when we got back.
Yeah.
And we found them all hanging on the hose tower where we dry hose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yes,
They
sir.
were all hanging from the rope hook. He'd do that kind of stuff on us.
He nailed our shoes to the workbench at Station 4 one time. Nailed them to the workbench. We all, oh, that's nice. And look, they lined our shoes up. And I can't remember who it was. They went and grabbed their shoes like they broke their shoulder.
Yeah,
Good
Pinky
times.
was famous for
He was.
doing that.
He
kind.
was.
It's a wonder somebody didn't pop in.
Yeah, well, we kind of expected it out of him, though.
Yeah,
There's so many good memories. It's hard to be on a spot, to remember. But again, 4 days off was too long.
Yeah. You, how long did you work together, you and Ben? How many years?
We worked together, what,
10,
at
12? Let's see, I
station.
got promoted in '83, so
What did you get promoted to?
lieutenant, and then from there I went to captain. So
I'm just trying to
8 or
think.
9 years, 8 years.
Well, you worked at Station 1 for
Well,
quite a while.
that's right,
But
yeah.
He was my wagon driver.
Was he a good wagon driver?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
What does it
shucks.
take? What does it take to be a good wagon driver?
Knowing your territory and knowing how to operate the pump. And knowing friction loss, it's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So you take the curves.
Well,
You
yeah.
have to be aware that
You can't go so fast, like going down to 23rd Street.
Oh, yeah, going down.
Going over the bridge over Shirley Highway. If
Yeah.
you go too fast, you're going to be on Shirley Highway down below.
When Dad took me out on driver training, on that, I was on the old Ward La
Yeah.
France. Dad took me on driver training. He said, "I want you to feel this fire truck in your." He said, "Be in control of it.
yeah,
You know, feel it.
connected. Yeah.
Yeah, feel it." And he used the term for my rear end, but
Sure.
Dad said, "I want you to feel this fire truck,
Yeah.
this piece of apparatus
Yeah.
in your," and and that's where I
Training
learned.
was our big thing. We trained in
Yeah.
the station and at the drill school. We trained all the
all
time.
the time.
What was the hardest training? What was the hardest part of your work and training?
Well,
I mean, it's all part of the job, you know. So the
Heavy-
job was so
heavy
good.
equipment.
Well, yeah, but you know, we were younger and we were more fit, and
it wasn't hard because we were physically able to handle it, or we wouldn't have got the job. But
Well,
they
that's
give
true.
you an agility.
that's true. That's
You
true.
know, they knew whether you could cut it or not.
Did you ever go into close to the White House or any stories downtown?
We had Pentagon fires long
Oh, yeah.
before the airplane hit
Oh,
it. I
yeah.
mean, some rip snorting, really big fires at the Pentagon, and we were
Yeah.
water supply company and backing up the first two engine company on all of them.
You were asking a question earlier about fire apparatus, about equipment. Well, before these pieces of equipment with cabs and everything else, they were convertibles. They did not have a roof on them. So, like you said, we were water supply at the Pentagon, and I had that old American LaFrance,
Yep.
and had it hooked up to the hydrant. And there was a plate in the top of the tank, and it leaked, and it was spitting water everywhere. And the inside of the cab, I had to chip ice away so I could drive back to the firehouse from the call. Yeah. And then we got those Brucos with the roof,
Yeah.
and everybody hated them because they were slow. And I looked at them boys, I said, "They got heat and a roof. What is the problem?" Yeah.
Yeah, most of those were used as a pumper.
Yeah.
And the wagons were a different piece. The wagon had the hose for forward lay, and the pumpers had a hose pack for reverse. And you could multi-lay them, get one continuous line or however.
You heard these beeps just go out,
Yeah.
getting ready to put out a call. We both looked.
Yeah, it's
You
the
know,
same beat
Yeah.
since the 70s.
Same sound.
The
Yeah.
same,
Yeah.
that was what woke us up at night when what you just heard. Yeah.
Classic sound.
Yeah.
It's raining now, so if you had a fire truck and no roof, you get all wet.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
At the old station, somebody timed us when we got a night call,
Yeah.
and we got out of bed in our running pants
Yeah.
on the apparatus, and when our apparatus hit the street, it was 19 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't a firehouse like this. you know.
Right.
It was much
But
smaller.
you jump in your boots and
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, got your coat and helmet on, and got in the apparatus, and he got his pumper
and we-
started. And
And we forgot to mention our heart rate when that thing would go off
Yeah,
in the middle
because
of the night.
most of the time it was to Crystal City, and it's
Yeah.
a little bit of a ride.
Right.
But
But the Pentagon, was that a serious fire?
I'm sorry?
The Pentagon.
Yeah,
Was that
it
serious?
was so confined that everything down there would get serious. You know, smoke, heat, everything.
Smoke is the worst.
17 and a half miles of corridors in that building. 5 below ground, 5 stories below ground, 5 stories above ground, 5 rings going to the center. Everything was in 5.
And the fires always seemed to be at the bottom of the stairs that we had to go down.
Yeah.
That's where all the heat was coming up,
It's
Yeah.
a massive building.
Any advice you have to new firefighters? Any advice?
Any advice? Oh, yeah. Enjoy it while you got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be glad to be a firefighter and do your job the way it should be done.
That's right. Yeah.
And come out smiling.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a bright day, There's always a bright day. It's never going to get that bad that, it just ruins your day. Like I say, it's enjoy it while you got it.
Anything else you gentlemen want to
I
share?
might add that ladder truck that both of us operated, the cab was open cab,
Yes, it
no
was.
roof, and the tillerman ate just as much weather as the driver.
Yeah.
And
That poor old ladder.
sub-zero or teeming raining like out there today, you ignored it.
Get back to the firehouse and your running gear would be frozen. Literally frozen. Tears come out of your eyes, they'd be frozen going back over your ears.
Oh yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah, we thaw out and be ready for the next one.
That's
When
right.
we
Yeah,
fall
yeah,
in.
we would, Dad.
Thank you so much,
you.
gentlemen.
It's
Thank
been
you.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
I wish we could give you more, but a lot doesn't come to mind till after this is over.
It's just hard to put a moment on something because there's just so many good memories. You think of something, you come up with a smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they will really appreciate this.
Well, I appreciate all these young folks that are here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dad.
Thank you.
Mr. Paul, thank you very much.
Thank you.